Aloha, beautiful beings, sensual awakening lovers of the sensual temple. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here, and congratulations for choosing to be part of this world-changing movement, a world of love where we are cultivating and freeing ourselves and each other through truly stepping in to becoming the fullest expression, fullest embodied, fullest version of our sensually awakened, pleasure-filled, orgasmic beings that we are here to be. So thank you for being a part of this journey. This was originally created to celebrate my rebirth day, to have this beautiful worship, nourishment, and rebirth ceremony. To be like nourished and loved up and worshipped by all my super yummy, juicy friends. And it ended up getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back because of the venue. July 15th, the first day that it was fully available for us to utilize this really beautiful space. So it's now almost a month after my birthday, which was on June 20th. And yet it still is in that same energy of the rebirth. We are rebirthing ourselves anew through the power of pleasure, through the power of love, through the power of connection, and remembering that it is our birthright to experience pleasure and orgasmic states, that we are literally cosmic orgasms, that everything in the multiverse, all of what you see on Earth, every single human and animal and plant, everything was birthed, sprung forth from a cosmic orgasm. So you are literally a cosmic orgasm. And it is our birthright to experience many, many infinite orgasms, infinite kinds of orgasms, infinite ways of being in our orgasmic states, and we are multi-orgasmic beings. So this experience is really an exploration of that. And part of the invitation is to remember that we are full spectrum beings. We have all of it, all of the light, all of the dark. It is all within us. It is all as within, so without, as above, so below. It is all here for us. And part of this experience is that we are going to welcome all of it. All of it, all of it, all of it. All of you, all of you, all of you is welcome here. We are going to play with and practice feeling it all, being with it all, and recognizing that where there is resistance, there is pure magic and alchemical transformation on the other side. And oftentimes where we, not even often, like all the times, where we have the most resistance and the most discomfort is where the greatest alchemy, the greatest transformation lives, right on the other side of that resistance. And so the invitation for this experience is to open to the discomfort and to feel it all, to be with it all, to allow it all to come through you. So part of this journey is really recognizing that because we are embarking on this ceremonial exploration together, and I call it a medicine ceremony because we are activating the medicines that are naturally occurring in our brains. The serotonin, the dopamine, the oxytocin, we are going to experience and feel all of it, and it is going to flood throughout our system, and we are going to get high and very activated from the life force energy, this cosmic energy that connects and creates all things, that is living within every single one of you, all of us. We are going to play and experience and expose and expand that energy within us. And so we're diving into this journey. We're diving into this medicine ceremony, to the mystery. And I invite you to really treat it as such. If you think about embarking on an ayahuasca journey or another kind of medicine, you are making this conscious decision to dive into the unknown, to dive into the mystery, and to know ultimately that we know nothing. and yet we know everything. It's all here for us. And so recognizing that within that space and within this sacred container that we are creating, we are going to welcome all things, all of the sounds, all of the movement, all of the bodily functions and explorations. So that being said, you are welcome to explore your own body and what feels best for you. If there are moments where you feel like you've got to take your clothes off, you're welcome to take your clothes off. When we go into the deeper exploration into worshiping each other, you are absolutely welcome at any point to disrobe, but we'll also have a ceremonial disrobing right before the worshiping session. So that'll also be a chance for us to energetically release and lay down any layers that our clothing has on us. Any belief systems or programs, and it'll be really beautiful. So even if you happen to be naked before that moment, you can even like put something back on to like have that ceremonial moment with us. But yeah, we really want to welcome that you are free to be you. And recognizing again, part of that which was in the agreements is that just because someone is naked, that them being freed of clothing is not for you, it is for them. And even if they are completely freed of clothing and they're having an experience where they have their legs out and they're shaking their legs, or they're twerking, or they're touching their body and they're moaning in pleasure, that is for them. And you get to, if you get to witness that, that's what an honor to get to witness that. And we get to hold every being in this temple with us with such honor and reverence and gratitude and beauty, and to really recognize the gift that it is to witness someone in their fullest freed expression. So inviting you to let go of any judgments, any programs, any belief systems of what it means that someone is free of their clothing, which is, how we all came into this world. We all came in with no clothes. So we're just going back to the original way, right? So you are welcome to be as fully clothed or as nude as you desire. Whatever is best for you is best for everyone else. And remembering that it isn't about anyone else. So if at one point you're like, oh my God, everyone in the room is naked, and you're like, I don't want to take off my clothes, that's perfect. You don't have to. There's no pressure here, only pleasure. So another invitation is to choose pleasure over pressure. So if there's a moment where you're feeling pressure in any way, or maybe you're feeling like some resistance in your body and someone's maybe asking you something and you're like, no, like that doesn't feel good for me. I need to stay here. I need some support, or whatever it might be. You get to do what is best for you. You get to feel into your body. What do you want? No pressure from anyone else, no pushing. What is it that you need? What is it that you desire? And that is what you get to do. So listen to you, tune into you, keep tuning back into yourself. There's going to be a lot of exploration with others, but there's going to be a lot of exploration just with ourselves and going in. So another piece to that is that if you are attending this experience with a partner, you are welcome to stay with that partner for the entire experience if you desire. I'm also going to invite you to recognize that there is so much alchemy and magic and medicine that lies within the connections within men and other men, and women with other women, and women with other men, and men with other women. And so welcoming that alchemy and trusting yourself. So if you're very clear and you go throughout the journey and your whole time that you're there, you just want to connect with this one person, you get to do that. There is nothing wrong, no judgment. It is absolutely perfect. And I will invite that if you're open to it, or you start to experience curiosity of exploring other people, please listen to that and know that there's medicine for you. If you're feeling a strong pull to connect with someone specific, there's medicine for you there. Every single individual connection holds alchemy, very powerful alchemy. And so the more that you can just trust that intuitive hit to dive deeper into that connection, the more that you'll experience the medicine that is there for you. Remembering that whatever is best for you is best for everyone else. So follow that guidance, follow that intuition that comes only through you. Another piece that I want to invite is along those same lines of all of you is welcome, and trusting the body and the body's wisdom, we are going to be running this very powerful, sensual, sexual, erotic, orgasmic energy through our body. What that might mean is that at a certain point in the experience, you might be completely wet. You might have just like super wet, juicy yoni. Great, amazing, beautiful. If you want to take that magical juices, those powerful yoni juices, and you want to anoint yourself, anoint your throat, your heart, your third eye, parts of your body that feel called to receive that sacred nectar of the goddess, please do. If you're in a partnership that is a close connection, or even if you're developing a really powerful experience with that connection and you feel the desire to share that nectar of the goddess with them, I also would invite you to ask, say, would you love to be anointed with my juices? And get to like receive that medicine. That is sacred medicine, and that holds very powerful codes. Also, that might not be something that you want at all. You might not want to share that with anyone else. You might not even want to touch yourself in that way. You might not want to give that to someone else. And the person who you're asking also might be like, no, not at all. I don't want that, but thank you for that offer. And again, these are all opportunities for you to just listen to yourself, to listen to your body, to listen to your heart, and to, ask for consent if that's something that they're open to, and to tune into yourself if you want to do something with those juices, or if you just want to like let yourself be juicy, or if you want to wipe it off. But I really encourage, because this is such magic, it's pure medicine, it is encoded with such wisdom. So I invite that instead of wiping it off, just maybe even like rubbing it into your leg or rubbing it into your womb or something, so that you can actually utilize this sacred medicine. So in the same way that women might get very juicy and wet, men also might get hard. And I want to invite no shame and no guilt. These are human bodies, and running this kind of energy through the body, it's not crazy at all that you might get totally hard in a moment. And you might be naked, and there might be a part of you that's like, oh my God, I'm fucking hard. This is not okay. It's okay. I want us to be able to witness each other in these experiences and really move through. If there's judgment, if there's programming that comes up, to just trust your body, to trust the energy as it moves, to trust the flow of this energy. And if you're feeling a lot of energy being really localized in your cock or your yoni, we're going to practice moving and channeling, running that energy through the body so that it's not so localized in just our genitals, but to actually, that's how we move ourselves into experiencing full body, becoming multi-orgasmic beings, is by being able to channel, harness, and run that energy through the entire system, through that microcosmic orbit. So feeling that energy being very localized in different areas, and being able to breathe it up and in, and invite the breath, invite the sound to really play with that energy, moving that energy. And welcoming all of the bodily functions and all of the sacred releasing. So whether you're wet, whether you're hard, whether you burp, whether you fart, whatever bodily functions happen, remember trusting your body and knowing that it's okay. And one thing that I love to call those releases is the sacred releases. Thank you, Lucinda and Sid. When you fart or when you whatever, it's like, yes, you're releasing energy. When you burp, when you yawn, you're releasing that. So celebrating that and coming into part of the new culture that we get to create is where we celebrate those things. So what a powerful thing to start to shift the energies of like, yes, sacred release, and really like be in celebration of the releasing of the energy. So again, part of this might feel really uncomfortable, but the more that we play with it, the easier it's going to get. And the more that we celebrate instead of shame and guilt, the easier it's going to get. So especially, in a situation where someone might be hard and they're in a worshiping, it's like, just let it be and play with the energy. Notice the sensations that you're feeling and play with the breath, bring the energy up and channel and harness that energy, and really play with moving through any shame or guilt that you might have around it in that moment, or feelings that people might be judging you for that. And that's all of these things that come up. Again, this is why we're doing this. This is the container that we're creating. We're going to be with it all. We're going to feel it all. We're going to move through it all. And we're going to alchemize and transmute all of it. So this is going to be so profound. We are going to have massive rememberings and breakthroughs and expansive initiations into orgasmic states of bliss And we're truly initiating ourselves into a new way of being, into orgasmic bliss as a way of being, as a consciousness, and rebirthing ourselves anew. That's what this sensual temple is all about. We are going to truly rebirth ourselves anew. Yeah, just remembering all of the sounds as we continue to release and dissolve the layers and be with it all, truly stepping into our full alchemical abilities. There may be different sounds, screams, crying, like weird faces as you're moving energies. You might be like, wah! You might step into, we're gonna be playing with all of the archetypes while we're in this space. All of the different energies, the full spectrum of beingness that you are is gonna come through. So you might like all of a sudden Kali energy and you're sticking out your tongue, you're like screaming and moaning in orgasmic bliss. And maybe you're gonna end up crying on the ground and stomping, and whatever it is, all of it again is welcome. And if you are also in a space where you're needing support, you're welcome to ask temple guardians for support to help you in a moment that you might be needing that guidance or help coming back to yourself, or maybe you're feeling just like too much energy and you want support. That guidance is going to be there for you. So we make sure that you reach out for that if you need it, and just remember that the more that you dive in and continue to run that energy of the breath and the sound and the movement, it will continue to open. New layers will continue to open. So just continue to be with it, to breathe with it, to flow with it, and to go with it. Just keep following the trail that is being paved for you, recognizing that all that falls away paves the way. Every layer that falls away is paving the way for the next. So just keep trusting as it unfolds. I'm going to be really inviting us to open up to the sounding, moaning, toning. The more that we can open the voice, the more pleasure we experience. And we'll be diving much more deeply into this, but just an invitation right here and now for you to open that magical voice of yours. So start playing with it, humming, toning, sounding, preparing your voice for the magic and the medicine. We're going in, and the sound is a huge part of it. This whole exploration is sensual, not sexual. So yes, we're going to be running sexual energy. We're going to feel sexual energy come through us, but the focus is that we are just so present in the moment that we're not focusing on the end result of where is this going to go? Are we going to, like, we're completely taking sex off the table. This is not a sex party. We are going to be exploring all of the ways to experience presence and pleasure and play without sex. So if there's a moment where you're like rubbing your face on another person's face and you're just like, oh my God, I just want to kiss you so bad. What we're going to invite is to play with that energy. How much can you just build that energy and breathe into the sensations to have like a full-on like face-gasm? You could end up going to like the most amazing orgasmic experience of your life just from like playing with the face and rubbing your face on their body, rubbing your face on their hand, whatever it might be, or rubbing your face on someone's foot. You might go into like full orgasmic states just from that. And to really notice if your urge is to like, to kiss or to like to ravish in this way that is very like sexual, or that you want to make love in that moment. Like, how can we just play with making love energetically, sensually, without actually having to have sex? And so part of that magic, of course, is going to be breathing into the energy, cycling the microcosmic orbit, and really riding the waves of the energy. So if you get to a part where it's like really heightened, you're just like, oh, breathe into it. Slow down. Just be with the sensations and practice running that energy, breathing the energy up and through and cycling it. So again, we can move the energy instead of, in a typical orgasm, you're directing the energy kind of like down and out because you're just wanting to have this like quick little blip of an orgasm and ejaculate. And instead, we're going to be directing it inwards and upwards so it can truly expand and inhabit our entire being, which is how, again, we become multi-orgasmic, infinite orgasms. And remember that we are a freaking cosmic orgasm, and we're literally here for infinite orgasms, and that is your birthright. So, yes, that is the invitation. Yeah, I think that is the most of it. And of course, once we're in the temple, we'll be lots of, we'll be guiding more of this, and we'll be playing with lots of different practices of opening into these orgasmic states. And I wanted to share this video with you to really just help bring some of this to light, and so you also know like more of what you're preparing yourself for, and to know that you are so free to be exactly as you be, whether you want to be in your birthday suit and completely nude, or you want to be completely clothed, or you want to keep just even like a little thing like this on, it's like totally naked underneath, but like this feels covered enough, and yeah, to really be with all of the things that might arise, the judgments, the shame, the guilt, the pleasure, the pain. We're going to be with it all. We're going to breathe through it. We're going to allow it all to come up and through, and let it all burn in the fire. Throw yourself into the fire. Nothing true will perish. Nothing false shall remain. So I'm going to invite you to throw yourself into the fires of the love of the sensual temple, and trust that it's all happening for you, and that there's going to be pure magic, miracles, alchemical transformation, transmutation coming through from this experience. And yeah, just being with it all as we continue to pull back the layers of illusion, the layers of lies and programming and belief systems, so that we can truly step fully forward in creating this new world that we know is possible, in weaving this world together, truly weaving a world of love and fully coming alive. I'm so excited. Let's see if there's anything else. Doing less, being more. We're just gonna be like the little bees. So thank you all again so much for choosing to step forward and be a part of this. Also, I just want to invite, if any of this made you very uncomfortable and you're just like, what the fuck did I sign up for? I'm actually a no now. That's perfect too. The Sensual Temple will be waiting for you when you are ready. We are going to do training, Sensual Awakening, and then a Sensual Temple training and a facilitator training August 11th through the 13th. So if you want to put that in your calendar, you're welcome to come for just the Sensual Awakening on the 11th, or the full training. The facilitator training, it's going to be like a 3-day immersion, and people can come for just the first day, or the first and the second, or all three. So if you want to feel into that, obviously after you come to the temple, you'll know more. But even if you just feel like, oh, this is too much, I'm not ready for this, then plan to come to those experiences and the trainings where we're going to really practice being with it all in a different way. Like this experience of the Sensual Temple this Saturday is much more for people who are just like ready to dive in. We're just diving into the juice, and it's not going to be as much like, it's still going to be guided experience, absolutely, but we're really just diving in and playing, which is part of the reason why I wanted to give this video, so that we can more show up just like ready to dive in, ready to like get naked within the first 5 minutes if that's what you want. You are so free, you can choose whatever you desire. So yeah, that's the invitation. And if this does feel like, too much for you right now, that is perfectly perfect, and you are welcome to tap out. Just let me know, so then, because we're wanting to just try to get a head count of how many people are going to be coming. So if you did RSVP and you feel like you're a no for now, that's perfect. And let me know if you want to come in August. And there will be many more of these. This is just the beginning. It's the first iteration. And we're going to continue to run these temples every month. And that's why we're going to be guiding facilitators as well to start hosting and guiding these experiences for others, so that The vision is that there will be sensual temples and temple of loves happening all over the world all the time, and we're going to build communities, world of love communities, not all focused on this, but this is a foundation, this magic, this healing, this pleasure, and pleasure as our superpower, the remembering that we are cosmic, infinite, pleasure-filled orgasms, and being able to claim our orgasmic birthright and truly come alive and live the life of our dreams and anchor heaven on earth as we devote more fully, wholly, and completely to love, loving ourselves, loving each other, loving the earth, loving it all. So thank you again. I love you, I love you, I love you. And I'll see you so soon.